Hi, and welcome to Camille's Country Corner. I am Camille, and on today's episode, we are going to be making some baked ziti. Maybe for the freezer, maybe for one of our weeknight meals. So let's go ahead and get started. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I'd love for you to add to our YouTube family, and definitely hit that like button. All right, let me show you what you need for this recipe. For this recipe, I am using 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of ground pork. I am using some jarred tomato sauce here. I do have some in my freezer, but I forgot to take it out. We're going to use ricotta cheese, and we're also going to use some Parmesan and some mozzarella. I have an onion, some garlic. Our dried herbs are going to be basil and some Italian seasoning today, and I'm going to add some mushrooms to mine. So let's go ahead and get started with this recipe. All right, for this recipe, I am going to use this whole onion. It's probably about, it's a large onion, I would say. Baked ziti is one of those meals that is very versatile. So you can either make it now and go ahead and throw it in your freezer and then cook it at another time, or you can go ahead and cook it now and throw it in your freezer, and it takes even less time to heat it up. You can either microwave it or put it in individual portions and just pull it out for lunches. However you want to use it for your family and how it's convenient for you. This onion is very strong. Ooh. All right, we're just dicing up our onion and our garlic here. I like a lot of garlic, so I'm going to probably be adding, depending on how big these are not very big. That one's a good size. These are small. All right, so these equal about 3 big cloves of garlic. And I am just going to be mincing mine down a little bit. All right, perfect. Let's take this to the stove so we can brown our meats. All right, to our pan, I have on medium high. I have added 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I am going to go ahead and start our onions and our garlic. Let's turn off the light. Good thing I remembered. Like I said, I am going to be using 1 pound of ground beef here. Mine is 85/15 organic, grass-fed. Okay. And I am also adding this is 80% lean, 20% fat for my pork, and it is also 1 pound. You don't have to add both of these meats, but that's the way I do mine. And yes, I cook it all together. It just adds more flavor. Go ahead and rinse my hands real quick. Go ahead and use my meat chopper. I have recently heard that you could buy these on Amazon for like $6. Just an FYI for any of you out there that want that. If my daughter, who's doing all the editing, links it below, fantastic. But if not, you can find one on Amazon. That is not where I purchased mine, but they have similar ones to this. I probably paid 3 times that amount through a kid fundraiser. But at least it goes to a good cause, right? All right, I'm going to go ahead and add my spices here. I'm going to add my basil. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of basil. About the same in Italian seasonings. And I like to cook it when I'm doing my meat. I have already cooked my pasta, so I have my pound of pasta here in the back. So make sure that you salt your water so your pasta is not bland. And I just have a pound of ziti noodles, or penne noodles, I should say. We'll let this cook for a few minutes. Get those those onions cooked down. All right, now that we have cooked up our 2 pounds of ground beef and pork, let's go ahead and pull it back to our other countertop, and we will put it together and have it ready to go into the oven. All right, to my bowl I have already added my pound of pasta. I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 pounds of meat, and yes, I drained it. All right, I am adding 1 jar of 24-ounce pasta sauce. Let's get a little bit of water in there. You need every bit of that. There we go. Waste nothing. I am adding 1 can of 4-ounce of mushrooms, drained. And I am adding 1 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese. I am also adding 1 handful, which is about a cup of mozzarella cheese. Actually, I don't have that much, so maybe about a half a cup, because I want to be able to add some to the top as well. And probably about a quarter of a cup of this Parmesan. You can add any cheeses in here. This is just what I chose to add. I'm going to add some pepper. Now I'm not going to add any other spices as of right yet, because I'm going to keep this quite simple. Just going to mix this all together. All right, I have a 9 by 13 pan here. All right, it looks like I have enough to put about half of, well, about a good size container. I'll show you here in a minute for my freezer for later. And I will cook it when it's time, because all of the noodles and everything's already cooked on that one. I do have my oven preheated at 400 degrees. I'm just topping this with the rest of the cheese that I have. All right, I'm going to put this in the oven at 400 for about 30 to 45 minutes. I actually like the crispy bits around the edge. If you don't like that, take it out at about 30 minutes, uncovered. On the plus side, we got a whole quart container of ziti that we can bake later. I didn't have a little container, so I went ahead and put it in here. All I need to thaw it out, add some cheese, put it in a little casserole dish, and we're good to go on an easy weeknight side or as the meal itself. All right, friends, this is what our baked ziti looks like once it's done. It has our beautiful crispy pieces. Oh, look at deliciously cheesy. All right, friends, now that it is done, let's go ahead and give it a try, shall we? It is beautifully cheesy, and I know it's going to be delicious. I think I would have added way more cheese in here, but it is comfort food at its best. It is absolutely delicious. It is cheesy. It has a lot of meat. I don't like it real saucy, so this is just the perfect amount for me. I definitely like the little crispy edges, but if you don't cook it as long. I cooked mine at 400 for 45 minutes, and it's perfect. And we will be able to eat this as leftovers, well, dinner tonight and leftovers throughout the rest of this week. And I doubt there'll be anything to freeze because we'll take it for lunch as well. All right, guys, I hope you try this recipe. It is a fantastic, easy weeknight dinner. I've been doing most of these recipes during the week because it is easy to make comfort food, or it's easy to make homemade food during the week and less takeout. All right, guys, thanks for coming by here today. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by today.